Hello everybody, and thank you for coming back to the channel, and welcome to this new side project. I haven't finished the main project, so that's why it's a good reason to start another side project. I haven't even finished the side project, by the way. But anyhow, here I have the Lidl Glider that I did a conversion I think last year, and it's pretty much the best thing I have that flies, because it flies. Nothing else pretty much does. At least it's flown several times, it survived several crashes, some modifications. I put on the flaperons and things like that. So it's not a bad model, and it's kind of my go-to model if I want to at least have the feeling that I'm flying something, and it's a good trainer. But one thing that I wanted to do also is to go multi-engine, because some of the models I want to build in the future are multi-engine. So I had the option or the idea of maybe I should buy another model, another glider, and convert it, which is maybe not bad, like it's not too expensive. The problem is more space, where to hang it from and where to put it. So then I was thinking that maybe I could just remove the engine from the nose and move it to the wing, because then I now with another one, and I have another engine which is pretty much the same. It's a 2212/60 2200 kV, which is pretty much the same, and I also have some Y cabling, so it should be possible to connect it. But then I was thinking I would need to maybe fix the nose, because I have to remove it from here. It would be a bit ugly, so then I thought, so why not go 3-engined? So I got 2 motors. So now the plan is for this project is to put 2 extra motors, one on each wing, and have a tri-motor. No idea how I'm going to do that. I have watched some videos about multi-engine, and it's going to be very challenging, especially with the batteries, because with the batteries you need Y cables for the batteries also. If you want one single battery, it's just a 2S battery, and I don't have the Y cable for the battery. I was at the shop and they don't have it. So I'm thinking I might use actually one main battery for this, the engine, for one engine, and then have batteries for each of the wing engines. For that I'm going to need probably to build a whole construction on top of the wing, because in this construction I'm going to need to put the ESC, mount the motor, and put in the battery also. So that's going to be a challenging itself. But for that I have an idea, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, which is to basically use a bottle of milk, because I have a big opening, and try to use this, somehow cut it to shape that it somehow acts as the cowling for the motor, but then also for the whole assembly of hardware that has to go. Key problem is of course going to be then the weight and distribution, because at the moment when it flies it's a little bit tail heavy, I think. So I have to push on the elevator down. So I've got to figure out where the center of gravity is, and then if I put this sideways, just, I don't know if you're going to see it or not, when I mount the engine, the ESC, and the motor, so and the battery, so I've got to think that the battery and the ESC will probably go in the rear, behind the center of gravity, so that means that the motor has to go in front of the center of gravity. How much? I have no idea. I'm going to wing it, literally, because it's a wing. I'm going to try to somehow estimate how much it's going to be, try to keep things as close to the center of gravity as possible. Weight of course is going to go very high, but I hope that it holds out, basically. So that is the plan. It's going to we're going to have quite a lot of challenges. First challenge is also the connectors, because these are the connectors that I have on the ESC, and I have to change them to this JST. Unfortunately I only have one of these cables, and at the shop they didn't have any more. They might have next week, so I might go again, because I have to adapt 2 ESCs to that. And of course then the wiring. One of the cables has to come out of here, as I understand, which is also going to be fiddly because of the BEC, I think it's called, because the receiver only needs one cable to go in like that. If it gets 2, apparently it gets all messed up, let alone 3. So for that I'm going to need then yet another Y cable. That's at least my estimate. So I've got one Y cable, a short one and a long one that I also got, a bit more expensive, but I wasn't sure how long I'm going to need it. So that's all going to be a bit of the challenge, to gut everything out, connect it, maybe offline try to connect it, see if it works, and if it works then figure out how to mount the motors to the wing and the whole hardware behind it. So another project, challenging, but that's what the Lidl is for here. The glider, the foam glider, is here for as a test bed for stuff. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to leave it here now because I've still got to do a lot of thinking, a lot of soldering, cutting and things like that, and even buying some stuff. But let's see how it goes. I'll keep you updated whenever I have something to show.